After 100 hours, I am finally ready to release my hard work. Arkpedia is returning, and not just in the form of guide videos, but in an entirely new legitimate website, Arkpedia.net. You can access it right now on your site at the time of seeing this video. And there's a lot of cool features that will definitely cater to everyone, whether you're a newbie, you're a veteran. We've got something, future farming releases, base simulator, by the way, that's over here for you to test out your base teams. You have gacha simulators and also information on future gachas. You have the community tab if you want to see what streamer is on, what videos to watch, what events are held in your own country, or even things like a game, mini games for you to play that I'm sure you will enjoy, and future schedule timelines as well, all in the matter of predictions. Super fun to show you guys all these in details, but I'm gonna start off with some caveats first, okay? So it's really nice that I'm releasing this in the time for PC client, but at the same time, I do understand that some people have concerns for how this site was done. So first off, this website is vibe coded, meaning that there is AI involved. I had to use ChatGPT, I had to use Claude, which some of you might say, oh, you use AI. Mate, if I don't use AI, I will never be content creating ever again. I will never be streaming at all. You're gonna just see me hand code everything for an entire year. Programming industry is completely different, and I have a programming background as well. That is literally the degree I studied for. But even my best programming friends who are in other sectors will tell me we're all using AI in order to do stuff. And it's because of that I'm able to produce this in a matter of 2 weeks, but it's not 100% of a site yet, okay? There will be bugs, there will be missing information, and for you to understand, this 100 hours have been a solo experience, meaning I've only been doing this entire project all by myself. If you look at all the past streams that I've done, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, just me sitting here dying in the night, trying to scramble and build the website all over. I can't even play Arknights and Enfield in those past few days. So it's been a painful enough time, and I hope to kind of lower it down, but we will still add new features and fixes into the future timeline for this particular website. Now, to also mention, the damages on this website is kind of high monetarily. Like, I've already spent $300 on this site, whether is it to have the AI to run well for me, to buy a domain for this website, to host this website. And now that I release this website to all of you, and it's gonna have higher traffic. With all of you in there, there's gonna be probably more expenses by me. But the good thing to mention is I don't want to run ads. As far as possible, why do we even want ads on the site? Now, I do understand that some of you will be okay if there are ads in order to make sure the site is running, but I'll try not to do it. There might be sponsored ads, meaning I will try to do my best such that if there are ads, it's more related to Arknights. So maybe, I don't know, certain expenses or aside, other game titles, yeah, maybe we will feature that. But until then though, I try not to have ads. If the website gets too expensive, then that's gonna happen, okay? Just for you all to understand. And because this has been a one-man job, I do hope to expand on the team. I hope that more people will be able to contribute and that I have a dedicated crew to really keep this site running all the time and in a beautiful manner with all the information that you want to see. Alright, now with all of that being said, I think let's go through the site one by one. And if you hear the music that you've been listening to throughout this video, you'll be thinking, oh, this is just some edited overlay that was done, but it's already very cool to show to you guys that this website also comes with a music player. Look on the bottom there, this is a current song that's playing. You click on the right, we've got all the AK MSR radio songs for you to sift through, shuffle it, get surprised at new songs that you didn't know exist within the game, and maybe you'll come to learn and enjoy AK even more because of this. Now, in the operator's page itself, looks really similar to basically every other pages that you've seen, but let's show you what I've done very specially in order to make this an even cooler time. So for example, if I were to click on Blaze, so this is how the site looks like. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, this site is really catering to a mobile player's experience. So if you don't use PC or laptop and you're only purely on mobile, I've made the UI for every page very responsive to mobile. So for example, if you're over here, again, the music player is available. You just scroll down and you can access the site. Look at that, it's beautiful for you to actually use it. And let's look at all the different sections together, shall we? So, if let's say you want to learn about an operator and how to use, we've got operator guides of all our favorite YouTubers. And the reason why I want to do this is, for one, to have people to access information more easily, and secondly, to support our YouTubers so that you guys can go and watch and learn about the units that you want. And then of course you have all the other stuff that you have in here. Now take note, there are missing information, as I said. Like for example, I haven't gotten the stats of the units in, I haven't gotten their ranges in. We will add this progressively as the site goes on. I've kept the most important stuff within here, like for instance the skills. If you notice, the skill is an M3 first. Whoa, what is that about? And a priority guide. So let's take a look at someone like Saria for instance, right? And if I were to click on it, look at that. M1, do this first, and then afterwards M3 this second, or maybe this second. Maybe if you see two people at second, you click on the priority guide, I'll explain to you how to choose which to entry first. Very handy for you to know how to build your units, and you understand if it's a main priority or a sub priority. Then of course there will be the module. We will add that kind of feature for module as well to explain which module is better to build, but it's not available at the time of launch. And then you have towards synergy. If there are factional synergy or class synergy or branch synergy, anything that happens, we'll immediately show it to you over here so that you understand if you have a Rhine-led team and you have these people, you could combine them all together to make a certain squad for you to play, which is super handy for those of you who like niche teams or more thematic teams. Alright, so this is all pretty wonderful in terms of operators, but we've also created a segmentation for these sort of units. So for instance, if I were to go to obtain method, you can see where to obtain these characters. Like for example, there are some characters that you can only get from recruitment. There are some operators that you can get from Colonel and Standard, right? And then you have limited headhunting. So I've made it a point that we've categorized all the various limited characters, and crossover characters, well, you can't get them anymore unless they do have a rerun or they're incoming in the banner. But things like Celebration, Festival, and Carnival, you want to know when is their next time of appearing, I've got a countdown timer for you to learn about when you can get them, right? Same for the festival banner, same for the celebration banner, and then you will know when they are going to be released. So this is super handy to you guys. And for welfare unit, I've once made a welfare video where I was tier listing all of the welfare, telling you which one's better to get and whatnot, and people are asking, how do I know where to get these units? So I've added this very feature into the website, right? So this means units that you can get without spending any pools or doing any recruitment, and instead, you can simply access them through the site stories. So record restore, for example, I've placed the name of the event right below of each of the characters, and then you have IS, RA, main story, you have credit shop, you have purchase certificates, gold and blue certificates, April Fools, all the sort of stuff, and then you have some welfare that you can't get at all unless they rerun. So very cool for you to see all of these things, and of course if you want to read about unit like Fuse for instance, get in and you can learn about it. Take note by the way, for priority guides, I've only done it for 6 stars. 5 and 4 are not available at the time of releasing this video, but they will be ready within that week. Okay, so we're progressively adding stuff to make this beautiful for you guys to look at. Now same for the skins over here. So skins will prioritize showing you what is currently available during the event. If there's tons of other skins, then you're gonna see a lot of the skins over there. But otherwise, you can actually see all of the characters over here. If you want to see the future incoming skins and when is it gonna release, you can click sorted by available date, and then afterwards, there you go. In one day, which is basically Baloni's event, you're gonna see all of these skins that you can get, and then so on and so forth. And then, of course, if you want to search by a certain skin, search by a certain operator, you can do so. Alright? If you want to wish list skins because you have skins that you know that you want to buy and you want to know like just how much it's going to cost you, then you can click on wish list, and when you click on here, I will tell you how many original primes you would need to spend to buy on all of them. Really handy for you to have. Alright? Now let's go to the next page. So this is the farming page, and if you all remember, there's a lot of farming infographic that keeps happening, right? And you want to know exactly when you can get certain tier 2 materials, tier 3 materials, what not, you know, and what stages to farm. So I've made it really, really handy over here. It seems like I found a bug while I'm filming this. Not fun. But anyways, look over here in the tier 3 side. So you have all of these stuff, right? And if you take a look at here, there is a countdown. So that will tell you just how many days it is to go in order to farm for that material. Otherwise, if the event takes a little while, then you can farm for the next available stage. So it's been already ranked such that the topmost stage will be the best. If you can't clear that topmost stage, then you can clear the ones that's below. It's still gonna be okay. Of course, once again, you don't really farm on tier 1 and tier 2 unless you're a new player, but also don't farm too much of them. Tier 3 is the focus. So it's adaptable to the incoming events, so you easily know what you can be doing. Alright? And then Stages won't be available yet. We'll release this at another point in time. Now the base. Look at this. So I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like if you first start. So we've got 243 and 252, which 252, by the way, will be the better one. But I know that a bunch of you is running 243. We'll do a separate base Arpedia guide in the very near future using this base feature. Alright, so just take note that this isn't a complete piece. And the end goal of this base simulator is such that depending on what units that you have and already have built, I will immediately tell you how to rotate your base based on your login interval. So if you're someone who logs in once a day, or if you're someone who logs in twice a day, the way I would advise you to put your operators in the base is different. And I'll explain to you why that is so. But just understand that's not available yet, okay? But I'll tell you what's available right now. So for instance, let's do some familiar base combo, shall we? So there happens to be the Bryophyta combo, if you actually E2 Bryophyta, right? You can click on Elite 2 on the top right over there. I'm just going to search for Bryo. So I'll place him into the base. And he has metalwork type of skills. So I'm just going to put gravel and we can have haze, right? So when you click this in and you go back, you're going to see that the units are in the factory itself. And you can see that the productivity haven't really increased because I haven't set the formula yet. So Bryophyta and all these people are better for precious metals. And you can see the productivity goes up. And then if you click on separated, you can actually see that there is a base productivity. This is contributed by the number of people. We don't get the specifics. I'll do this in a separate base guide video, okay? But you can see how much they actually contribute. Now, you can also look at the word full and dead, which basically means the time it takes to hit capacity and the time it takes for the one of them to die within the base. And this is going to be pretty important because, for instance, some of you log in once a day, right? And some of you log in 12 hours. So if you notice, this is the amount of pure gold that can be made in a day. If you click 24 hours, this is the amount of pure gold that I make in a day. But I could be making 42. Now the reason for this is that these 3 units, the capacity is hit in 15 hours. So if you don't log in, and you only log in once a day, you lose 9 hours, right? I've basically written what you're losing. So you know the mistakes that you're making. And this is compounded, right? Because if you only log in once a day and you don't use the correct units, if you do this every day into the year, look at how much you're losing. You're losing 5,000 gold in one go. So you can do this across all the other setups also, by the way. Like for example, if you want to do something as simple as Shemer, Tequila, and Bibik, it will also show you the amount of pure gold that is being used and the amount of LMD that you make. But once again, notice that 24 hours, problematic. You actually lose LMD from doing this. So if you actually log in twice a day, you can actually see it's really, really nice. Very cool for you to look. It also works if you're putting in things like people in the control center. So for example, if you want to do Amiya, that will work. Let's get back in. You can see that the trading post has increased. There's more LMD. Very cool. Hey, if you want special teams, right? So for example, if you have things like the Rainbow Six Squad, so if you place Ash, Blitz, Tachanka, and then also Fuse. Well, you can't Fuse. Who's the last one that you can put? Frost. Right? If you put these people in, okay, you can make it work. You can see that their morale actually cancel out, which is the reason why they can work. Wait. Look on the bottom left. Intelligence reserves. I've made it such that the base optimizer will show you special resources. So for instance, if you want to learn about a certain unit like Rosmontis for example, right? Rosmontis says that for every operator in the dormitory, perception information goes up and that will contribute to productivity. So if I just put her in alone like that, well, nothing happens. If I put battle record, yeah, nothing happens. Well, let's put some operators in the dormitory, shall we? Let's just put some random people, I would say. So I'll just put 5 people in the dormitory. Oh! Chain of Thought 5 plus 5 productivity. Very, very cool. It's also possible for you to try it with the Swiss Squad and all the other teams. Now, once again, might not fully work for everything. We're still trying to make sure that this is all okay, but there is already a lot of stuff that is done quite properly. So things like if there's interactions with 2 different operators, so for example Trogodia and Miss Christine, where Miss Christine will work very well with Tragodia. We've coded all that in. Rhine Lab team will coded all that in. So now you can actually see just how much EXP, LMD, and all those stuff can be made. A much better way for you to see whether your base works. But like I said, right now, this isn't automated to tell you the exact best solution. So I will do this in the time of the month of August, and hopefully once I make a base Arkpedia video, I can declare the good news that no matter what account you have, there will be an answer for you. Okay? Until then, feel free to play around and feel free to let me know if there are some bugs or so. I am working with some base nerds in a sense, and also base YouTubers to perfect this so that everyone will have a good time. Okay, hope you all enjoyed this one. Let's go to the next page. We're not done. Okay, so there's a planner page. So for example, if you want to build Surtur and you just got a Surtur, right? You know that you have to entry her skill tree because you know it's the good skill. You can do so. If you want to give her a mod, okay, mod tree. And then I'll show you all the materials that you need to get in order to actually build her. So you get the idea now. Let's say you also want to build taunts. Okay, but what if you've already built taunts, right? What if you already have taunts at like Elite 1 level 50? Yeah, you can set the starting level. I'll let you do that. You can just click on Elite 1. There's a bug, don't worry, I'll fix that bug. But I'll just go to level 50. You already built him to skill rank 7. Okay, I'll do that. And then yeah, now you can't scroll the skill rank 7 and you can't scroll under level 50. Made it very, very simple for all of you guys to use so that you know the backlog. And once you've chosen the things that you want, if you have multiple operators, click on all. I'll show you all the materials that you need in order to build all of them. Very, very nice for you to use. And then there's also the community tab. Now this tab is the very reason why I decided to make an Arkpedia website in the first place. Because I really wanted a place where people will get more interested in the game, more excited about the game, and also find avenues to find people that also love the game just as much as them. So hopefully this is a page that you guys will serve in order to find streamers, YouTubers, and also future community events. So I have listed Enfield events here as well. Take note that this page is only made for AK right now, but I'm just going to, only for the community events, mention the Enfield ones also, because some of you might want to attend them because it's available in your country. So if you want to be able to see them, you can do so. If you want to zoom into the map, you want to find out, oh, in Germany there's Gamescom where Arknights Enfield is going to, you can click on it, you can get your tickets and all that sort of stuff. And in the future, we do hope to wire in artists, so all your favorite artists that draws on Twitter, Instagram, Pixiv and whatnot, if they want to feature themselves on this site, I want to be able to show off their works. If they're cosplayers that also want to show off their cosplays of specific characters, we'll try to wire that in as well. The very reason that I wanted Arkpedia to exist is for the community to grow. And I can't assure that I can perform it right on this release, but we'll see how it happens as time passes. Alright? Let's go to the gacha page. The gacha page has an upcoming tab which shows you all the current and also incoming banners for you to understand. And it's also got all of these different banner types as well. So if you want to learn about specific banners, because you don't understand the banner system in this game, I've actually created a guide for you. So for example, in the Wang event, you're a new player coming in, you have no freaking clue what you're doing, click on this button. How does this work? Do you understand the basic of Arknights banner? Chat, do you? No, you don't understand. I give you tutorial. Look at that. Guided walkthrough and also animated for you to understand the pity system, the guarantee system, when does it, you know, transfer into other stuff. So once you have done this, if you go into this, now this explains the limited banner. It explains to you what the rate up actually means. It explains to you the fact that at 300 pulls, you'll get an extra 6-star of the limited. And then it also explains to you that pity doesn't reset. Things like that. There's tutorial for all the banner types. And it's gonna be very enjoyable for you guys to understand those systems. So things like the Spark Store, it's also up to date. It's also current. So if you want to know who's in the Spark Store for like the Kelsey Outer event, we've got that wired in. You can see who's at 200 Spark, who's at 300 Spark. Very nice. And then you can also see who are all the off-banner limiteds that you can get during that event. So now you can actually see the actual percentage. So I think most veterans and I guess mid-game players understand that in limited it's 35% for the 2 6-stars. Then what about the others, right? Now you can see the percentage. It's going to be 2.11 for Exia, for Lapland and Wizardell, and all the other limiteds, very small chance. Okay, if back then, when you got yourself a Ling or a Dusk in the previous banner, you now know what are the odds in order to get them. Okay, and also, you can simulate your pool. So for example, at the time of releasing this video, we have the Baloney event, right? So Baloney is in the banner, Reprisa and Cement, and then I can pool. Oh, fancy! Look at that! And then all the PT system, the guarantee systems, is already wired in play into this simulation. So if you don't understand a certain banner type, I've made it very easy. Things like kernel locating, choose the 2 6 stars, choose the 3 5 stars. Things like joint operation, only for available 6 stars. Orienteering, also made it clear. Celebration, made it clear. Crossover, also started to wire in the systems of the 120 guarantee. All in. Enjoy surfing the gacha site and finally understanding when things will happen. Take note that the gacha banners in the future are not actual release dates. They are estimated, they are predicted. Okay? Once we get a proper data mine or confirmation from the official sources, the dates will change accordingly to reflect that. But until that information releases, it's estimated. Okay? Of course, we need to have the recruitment page, right? Just click, 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 click. Shows you answer. Cool. You get the idea. Recruitment page is always default in a lot of the wikis. I will add a cheat sheet. It's not available now, but there will be a cheat sheet so that you can have easier time to remember the formulas. If you want to see the 6-star power scale that we did as a community, you are able to come in here. You can see the distribution graph, the box plot. You can see the detailed line table all over there. Clean data for you to investigate with. There is a guesser game. I'm not going to explain too much on this. Go and play with it. I'm sure you will have fun. I'm sure you will love this mini game. It's never happened in the AK community before. Just try a few rounds and then I think you'll get addicted. Oh yeah, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, just click on the team mode. There is easy, baby, normal, hard, extreme and agony. And give it a try and then see if you can answer all of the questions that are there. Don't worry, none of the questions are hard-coded. They're all random. So you'll have fun. And then the schedule. So schedule is when you can see the past events, like for example in 2024 what happened, now into 2026 what is happening, what is the next event to expect. You can see all those details and you can also see who are the pullable operators. You can see them on the right. They look kind of small now. I'll make them bigger, don't worry, when by the time you enter the site. And then you can also see the incoming skins. So the skins featured in the event, you'll be able to take a look at them. And then afterwards you will also be able to... Now, I can't do this just yet. You can show the materials to farm, but we will compile the material list that you can get from the event. So the event store, I'll do a very nice graphic for you to understand the total amount of tier 5, tier 4, LMD and stuff. And we will do a resource calculator in the future so that it's more obvious as to what you get. Alright? Also, in events where the record restore is available, you also see every single skin that you can buy. Okay? And it's now in this beautiful carousel, basically this spinner that you can see over here, to get you excited for what's to come. I apologize that there's no banner for this one. Probably some bug again. But there will be banners for you to understand that's the event that is going on. Okay? So we'll have more information presented over here. By the way, if you need operator birthdays, we got that coded in. Community events will be also viewable here in the future. Alright? So those are all the features. We're not done with the features yet. Okay? This is as far as the page is going to be released. And I have a lot more in plan. And I do want to enlist the help of people in order to make this possible. So if you want to support on this site, there are different ways that you can actually support it. For one, if you would want to just do it for free, come join our Discord. Come watch my YouTube channel, watch my Twitch channel. If you are around keeping me as a second screen, AFKing, you're helping me in order to support me. But if not, you can also be a bit of a free labor, okay? I haven't had the ability to join the team, but you can either enter the feedback form in order to tell me any suggestions, feedback, or bugs that you have seen when you surf this site. We will try to fix all these things every week. Alright? And if not, if you also want to be a dedicated member to this site, like you want to help to write certain things, you want to compile beautiful lists of information that people want, I am looking for people. Not a giant team, so do take note that I do need to see who I want best in order to work together with me. And if not, if you want to support the page expenses as well, because as I said, it might get really expensive to host this site, you can go to my Patreon. My Patreon has different tiers of membership. There is going to be 2 USD, 5 USD, 10 USD, 20 USD, and there's a very, very high one. You don't have to pay at all, but if you really enjoy what you're doing on this site and you are willing to do so, that monetary expense is going to help. Because if you guys do support the site, I have a lot more cooler features that I want to add, with things like community poll, adding what country you're from, adding your account details into the site. All those things can be made possible, but those things are expensive. So only when I'm able to garner more support here that I can add those stuff in. Okay? Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough of Arkpedia. It is so fun. Oh yeah, by the way, for anyone wondering, is there light mode? There's light mode. You don't want light mode. Unless you actually want light mode, then okay, good for you. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed how Arkpedia is. Go and have fun. Love the time over here. And let me know how you feel in the comment section, okay? I hope for a fantastic time to all of my new Arknights players. And I also hope that my existing players, that you guys will also fall in love with this. The new home for Arknights players. That's what I will see of it. Thank you all. See you. Bye-bye.